Hello? What is this? Customization. You know, there are definitely some settings on YouTube live streams I have not even looked at. Live chat. Why is live chat replay not defaulted to on? I feel like that would make sense. Oh, there's really not much you can do with this. Okay, whatever. What's going on, everybody? I gotta open up the chats. Can't see who's here. What's up, Matan and Dratini, bro? Welcome in. What's up, Taylor? Welcome in. Skybone, thank you for the mark luck. Unfortunately, we ain't getting marks today. Impossible. What's up, Black Cat? Had to pop in to tell you something super rare happened to you while hunting Dragonair and Fireleaf Cream. What happened? Yo, what's up, Skybone? What's up, Isaac? I think we're ready to start. I'm gonna have to take excuse me. I'm gonna have to take frequent breaks today. Frequent, like, short breaks. Because I have to do the laundry. I'm leaving for a trip tomorrow. You're 4 times fishing hunting, you encounter a double shiny at the same time? No way. Do you have like a Twitter? Did you tweet it or something? Like post it anywhere? That's crazy. That like never happens. We were talking about that earlier. That like never happens. You're doing briefcase hunts, you're at 800 resets. Good luck. That's a tough one. You only posted in some Discords, I see. That's like a crazy occurrence. You should definitely post that on like Twitter or something if you can. Goaling and Seeking, the Seeking fled because the Colting, nice. Yeah, that's crazy. I was actually thinking about that, like, what if, because if there was a time to do it, it would be Safari Week. Like, what if I got 2 at the same time? That's an encounter. What event is after Safari Week? None that I know of. There's so many shiny hunting events. They're all like unofficial. It's just like whoever decides they want to do a shiny hunting event. I know Tales of Taylor and Quick Panic do like a fossil week in August usually, I think. Why did I just use the white food? I'm not even in grass. Whoops. There's another encounter. So that's 2 encounters, so then we just have to do a set of these. You're just wondering. Yeah, I mean, there's not like official shiny hunting events. It's all just like when someone decides they want to do a shiny hunting event. So you look out for like, I would say have a Twitter account and use that. Because that's where people usually announce their shiny hunting events if you ever want to participate in them. Oh, I don't have my counter open. I'm like, why is this not working? What's up, Morpheox and William? Welcome in. There should be official shiny hunting events. Yeah, they'll never do that, though. As much as they brought shiny hunting into the forefront, they still don't, like, acknowledge it outside of, like, those rare few posts where they'll, like, tell you how to shiny hunt. Like, in-game, they don't really acknowledge it ever. I think they still want to have it more like Easter eggs, even though they've been a little not, like, shying away from that, honestly. You think it's rarer than actually finding and catching Dragonair? I don't know what the odds are of catching Dragonair, but it's probably it's most definitely rarer than finding Dragonair. Because Dragonair is just like a 1 in 819,000 chance of happening. 2 shinies at the same time is like a 1 in 67 million. Like, I have only ever seen a handful of people, and by handful, I mean, like, maybe, like, 5 people find double shinies legitimately. What's it? But Matano? 4% chance to catch it? Really? You hope Victini will be huntable in the new game? What do you mean by the new game? Do you mean Legends ZA? Because if you think that, it's not gonna happen. Legends ZA has a solid chance Victini is not even in Legends ZA. I don't know why it would be in Legends ZA. I also think if they do like Unova remakes and whatnot, I don't think we're gonna be able to shiny hunt Victini ever. I think the only way we're getting shiny Victini is through Unova Tour in Pokemon Go. I think with the track record of both Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, the last 2 games we've gotten, having every shiny, every legendary and mythical shiny locked, I think it's safe to assume we will not be able to shiny hunt legendaries or mythicals in any future game in the near future. So I would not hold my breath expecting anything cool to be huntable in Legends ZA. Do I have shiny Arceus? No. You came from YouTube to Twitch. Nice. Yeah, if anyone is watching on YouTube, just so you know, once Safari Week's over, I've made the decision that I'm going to switch to only streaming on Twitch. So make sure you fire up your Twitch accounts and follow me on Twitch. Because it was a hard decision, but it's gonna be for the best that I stream only on Twitch moving forward. But I wanted to at least finish off Safari Week on both. Okay, let's go. I'm talking like full odds. If you encounter 2 Glygars in a horde, that's still crazy, even with Shiny Charm. Let's go. A lot of people have had 2 shinies at the same time. It's different when like it's overworld shinies. I mean, like in Scarlet and Violet, I've encountered like 3 shinies at the same time. So overworld, I'm not counting overworld shinies because that's like so different. Plus, Let's Go, like odds are you're not full odds hunting in that, and because it's just not that I assume you would not full odds hunt, but it's just full odds hunting in Let's Go isn't really great, like at all. So most people method hunt in it, and it's pretty likely when you're working with like a 1 in 1024, at some point you'll have 2 shinies show up at the same time. But yeah, I mean, like, still, like, the Gligar, that's still crazy. I've seen more people do, like, horde hunting ones. But it's still crazy to get 2 in one horde. Even with Charm. You have Shiny Arceus after 4678. Nice, congrats. Yeah, I haven't hunted Shiny Arceus yet, so. Currently working on Mew. Safari Week has had very high highs and lowest of lows. Only 2 shinies found. What were the shinies you got? And did you catch them? Why don't I use the GB operator? Because that is kind of a waste of money for me. because I'd have to buy 4 of them at least in order to display 4 screens. And then I'd have to use my PC to control them as opposed to the actual games. That'd just be harder for me. And that, yeah, you know, it's just not worth it. Or I'd have one of the games be on a thing, but it would be hard to deal with. So there's a few reasons why I don't use GB Operator. In the current situation I'm in, it's not worth it. Same with, like, capture cards. Like, if I single hunted, I would totally buy a capture card. But if I want to get the most out of the capture cards, I would have to buy, like, 4 to 6 of them, and that's just way too expensive. It's just not worth it to me at all. They're way too expensive. Even one of them is too much. Or you only need one? I don't know why you would only need one, because it's a cartridge slot, so you wouldn't be able to have multiple games in it at the same time. I don't know where you heard that from. Unless it, like, puts the save files on the program, and then you play them from there through emulation, but at that point, I'd just use an emulator. Like, I can already do that if I wanted to. Like, I could realistically throw open my phone right now and start shiny hunting with a 7th game. Because I'd be using this save file again. So I can already do that. So yeah, I mean, it's just not really worth it for me at all. Congrats on the Safari Week shinies. You managed to get a full odds Boldore the other night while working on your Gen 5 decks. Trying to catch Cryogonal. Wow, I'm jealous, dude. Everyone's finding shinies in their living dexes. I'm not. Congrats, though. That's a really cool shiny. Found shiny Giraffe Rig day before yesterday and failed on my chop yesterday.
This does put
Honey
a smile
Beard,
on my face.
or Honey Berg, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Did you catch the Giraffe Rig? Isaac, you haven't found a single shiny yet for Safari Week. Hopefully you get one soon. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you get really bad luck. To put it into perspective, actually, I'm curious. How many encounters? I'm going to not include this phase because we're so early in. But how many encounters have I done this year? I have done... I'm going to add these all together. 4520 plus 12,864 plus 7,284 plus 3474 plus 2232 plus 864. So to put it into perspective, I've done 31,000 encounters this year. Last year I did double that and only found 3 shinies. Like, sometimes it just happens. Like, I've seen people like go like 40k this year. It just, like, sometimes it just sucks. What's up, Honey Bee? I keep trying to say Honey Beard because it's B-A-R, but it's Honey Berg. Welcome in. Congrats on winning Safari Week. Sorry you missed it. It's all good. I wasn't streaming it yesterday because my internet was being terrible. I wish I did stream yesterday, though, because it was crazy. I got a 3 in one day. So, literally, I ended stream abruptly yesterday. And that's because my internet cut out again. It wasn't like I glitched and it was lagging. No, my internet cut out again. And at that point, I was like, all right, I'm not going back online. 11 minutes after that happened, I found a shiny Execute and failed it. And then I found Cubone, which was like the most wanted thing that's the thing I wanted most from Heart Gold Soul Silver. I didn't expect it, and I ended up catching it. And then shortly after, I found another Execute and ended up catching it. Finally completing the Execute line. It was crazy. Thought the shiny Aberhunt and Fire Red was going to be easy. You were wrong. What do you mean by the shiny Aberhunt? Are you talking about Game Corner? It should be easy. Unless, of course, you go really over odds. But, I mean, that could happen with any hunt. you get the encounters fast, so even if you go way over odds, like, it's not going to be as bad as, like, a typical shiny hunt. Oh, so you caught the Girafarig. You surprised you failed Machop instead of Girafarig. Catching the Girafarig is nuts. That's a crazy one. You got Pokerus and Y, Shiny Scraggy and a Horde in Route 5 and Y, 2 times 1% back-to-back White Flabebe all in one day. Were you going for a living dex? Or were you just like messing around? I got Pokerus while looking for the White Flabebe, but still no shinies across my entire 7 generations of you know, living decks. Tried Pokemon Sleep for the first time today. Was it fun? That is not a game I'm, like, interested in at all, honestly. Your Pokemon Bank glitched a few years ago. You lost 400 shinies, including your Harkle and Mewtwo. How does that happen? Pokemon Bank glitch? I never used Pokemon Bank to store stuff. I have, like, a few Pokemon in Bank for storage. I always kept my Pokemon on the save files. The only time I like, stopped doing that was when Home came out, because they made it so you physically couldn't, like, put all the Pokemon on the save files. And they have to be across multiple saves, and that's just a lot. I've never heard of someone, like, having their Pokemon Bank glitch. That sucks. What's up, Henry? Welcome in. Girafarig has about a 7% catch rate at full health, and Machop is at 23% rate. Yeah, I mean, like, even 23%, it depends on honestly, what matters most is the flee rate, and I would imagine Machop's flee rate is a lot higher than Girafarig's. Girafarig, every Pokemon in Hoenn Safari Zone, oh, unless this was Heart Gold Soul Silver, I think you can get Girafarig in Heart. Were they both Heart Gold Soul Silver, or was Girafarig in, like, Ruby Sapphire Emerald? Because Hoenn Safari Zone, the flee rates are 15%, which is, like, the lowest flee rate anything is. Before, like, you throw a bait or something. But, like, Heart Gold Soul Silver's flee rates are brutal. Like, even, like, the things that would be, like, easy. The prime example is Doduo. Doduo in Fire Red Leaf Green has a 15% flee rate, but in Heart Gold Soul Silver, it has, like, a 30 or a 40... It's, like, 35 or 40% flee rate. And they have the exact same catch rate. So, like, if you're gonna find out Doduo, you definitely want it to be in Fire Red Leaf Green, because you're just way more likely to catch it. You have a question? The Surf Pikachu and Ultrasonic's Mew is not shiny locked. No, it's not shiny locked. You're free to hunt it. The only thing I will warn you, though, is if you plan to send it up to future games, if the idea behind hunting it, and I don't want to be like a negative Nancy, but this is something that I was actually planning on hunting that Surfing Pikachu. But if you plan to send it into, like, Home or something, in Sword and Shield, they made Surf just a regular TM move for Pikachu. So, like, the Surfing Pikachu isn't, like, as special in, like, a later gen. But if you plan to keep it in, like, Gen 7, then 100% go for it. You were hunting for Furfru and got a shiny in a Horde and Pokerus. Well, you can do Furfru Hordes? No, you can't. You can't without Nora's mod. What's up, Camro? Welcome in. Both were Heart Gold Soul Silver. What do you know what Girafarig's flee rate is in that? I should look. I have all the, like, I have a bookmark for all of the Heart Gold Soul Silver catch and flee rates. So let's see what Machop is. Machop is 35% flee rate. 40% catcher rate. So catch rate. So it's like it's kind of like a coin flip almost if you catch or fail it. Let's go to find Girafarig now. I don't know Girafarig's. There it is. Okay, so Girafarig has a lower catch rate by a decent amount, but it also has like a 12% lower flee rate. So the odds of success with balls only is 37% on Girafarig. Machop is 66%. So, I mean, like, it's just luck. It's just luck, but, like, 66% is nothing to sneeze at. Like, like, there's a solid chance you fail those. That's the scary thing about Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone, is, like, the flee rates are just so high. It was like the Krabby. The Krabby I found last year, 50% chance to catch per ball, but 35% flee rate. So it's like, you'll very likely catch it in 1 to 2 balls, but there's a solid chance you won't get a second ball off, and that's what happened to me. It broke out of 1 ball and then ran immediately. Because 35% is just way too high. To put it into perspective, too, is that 35% flee rate is like most of the unevolved Pokemon in the Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone are 35% flee rate. The rares in Kanto Safari Zone, so we're talking like Pinsir, Scyther, Tauros, Kangaskhan, Chansey, I believe those are 45% flee rate. So they're only like 10% higher. Like, just to show how high of flee, like 35% you would think on the surface is like not that high, but it really is. Like, it was fun, but it was a longer tutorial all at once, so they kind of just threw you into the game. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, sleep. Yeah, the idea of, like, you get stuff because you're not playing the game, I don't know. I know, like, having to have your phone on, like, all night, plugged in, is usually an issue. You got shiny Scraggy and a horde. You were hunting the 10 times for fruit on the same route. Oh, was it just a random horde? You were. I was just assuming you were sweet sending for hordes. I always forget there's like random hordes in X and Y. Yeah, you caught the Giraffric first ball. That's pretty crazy.
This does put a smile on my face.
Try lose or try low sec. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. If you want a Safari Zone hunt, best is probably Kanto or Hoenn, especially with the ball. The ball trick, it's easier. What's the ball trick? Oh, the bait trick? There's no bait strat in Hoenn. You use Pokeblocks. I want to say I saw something that Professor Rex tweeted like right before Safari Week started. I think they're starting to figure out optimal Pokeblock strats for certain Pokemon, but I don't think it like increases the odds like a ton. I don't think it's as effective as like a bait strat on a Chansey. The thing about bait strat on Chansey is that Chansey's catch rate is so low, and that bait doesn't inherently lower catch rates. It just sets the catch rate to a low number, and conveniently Chansey's normal catch rate is lower than that of a bait. So when you use a bait on a Chansey, you not only make it less likely to flee, but more likely to get caught. So it's like, it's kind of like a no-brainer to just use a bait strat on a Chansey. The other stuff, though, it's kind of like, yeah, you're more likely to catch them, but also they're still very likely to flee first ball, and the catch rate is lower. It was like with the Parasect I found. I did the bait strat on the Parasect, and it stayed for 24 turns, but it was like, I think I got 1 3-shake on it, and the rest were almost like all immediate breakouts. Like, it just was not willing to get caught. It was just too low of a chance. And then I believe in Heart Gold Soul Silver, I think the only time bait strat's like worth doing is for the Beldam and Matang. What's up, Mama Murphy? Yeah, I got 3 shinies yesterday. 3 in one day. I wish I could have streamed yesterday, but my internet just didn't want to work yesterday. Because it was like, as soon as I ended stream, like 10 minutes later, I got a shiny. And then I failed it, decided to go for a phase 2, and found another shiny. And then later in the day, I did some, like, it would have been offline hunting anyway, but then I got a 3rd shiny off, like, later. It was pretty crazy. Any tips with hunting with only 1 cartridge? The best thing I can say is try to, like, it depends on what hunt you're doing. Best thing I can say is, like, do your research on the hunts you do, try to make them as efficient as possible, and at the end of the day, when you're single hunting, just do it while you're doing something else, like watching a show, watching movies. Shiny hunting is very chill. Like, it's slow and tedious, but it should never be, like, the main thing you're doing. It should be a side thing you do while doing something else. Because it's really easy to just, like, get encounters or get resets in or something. Especially if we're talking, like, older games. Like, don't expect to get a shiny every 5 minutes. You'll be very disappointed. But just keep at it, chip away at it, like, every day when you're, like, chilling, like, not doing much. And once you get the shiny, it'll be crazy. You're gonna start shiny hunting for the day? Good luck. Yeah, I have a feeling this phase is gonna go way over odds. This is my longest under odds streak I've had in, like, probably years, I think. How many was it? I think it was 4. 4 under odds in a row. It was the Nidoran, followed by the Execute, right? Followed by the, yeah, so 4. Nidoran was like 7,000. Execute was 3, almost 4,000. Cubone was only like 2,000, and then the other Execute was 800. It has been a minute since I've had like a few in a row under odds. I honestly don't even know when the last time that happened. I really needed it. Not to say, like, I don't think I had like the worst luck in the world. I've definitely had worse luck with shinies. But it was just the consistently bad luck was, like, really getting old. Honeyberg, thank you for the shiny luck. What's up, Thor? Thank you for the shiny luck. Incredible hat, thank you. It came in clutch. I actually caught an Execute wearing it. Sad for another Execute fail. Hey, it's all good. Because we won an Execute as well. We have everything from the Execute line. We don't need any more Executes now. We're getting close to, like, not needing to hunt in Kanto anymore for Safari Week. I still want, like, a Venonat. Like, Nidoran's probably the biggest one at this point. I still need Nidoran female times 2. But, like, realistically, in terms of, like, the not rare stuff, I just need like 2 Nidoran females, 2 male Doduos, a Venonat, a male Rhyhorn. That's like it. I still need a Paris, but I'm not gonna hunt Paris in the Safari Zone. So I'm really hoping for Nidoran female. Part of me wants to like do the repel trick at this point, but I still want Doduo. So like, I think my plan is to like try to get a male Doduo. And after I get like 1 male Doduo, I will probably just like do the repel trick on Leaf Green for Nidoran female. Because it is absurd I haven't found a Nidoran female yet on Leaf Green. If you take Nidoran female and Nidorina, like combine their encounters, it's the most common thing, and I have not seen anything on Leaf Green of those. How many phases have I done on Leaf Green? I need to go back and check. Yeah, it was meant to be. Yeah, we failed the execute. I was really pissed about it because it was my 4th execute fail in a row. And then I got the Cubone and was like super excited. And then after I got the Cubone, I was like, oh, can you imagine if I had actually caught that execute? It would have been so insane. And then I found another execute like 30 minutes later and caught it. You always check Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Trophy Garden before you do anything because you need Cast Form on your Switch. And today was Cast Form. Nice. Except Victorious Vulpix got your Lucky Egg. Didn't see a shiny, but probably only saw 2,000 encounters. That's pretty good. We're talking Fire at Leaf Green, right? Yeah, I caught 60 chances. 60. It's a 1 in 20 chance that they hold a Lucky Egg. I caught like 63 chances, I think. None of them were holding Lucky Eggs, and I found 2 shinies doing it. It was like, I think it was like almost 10,000 encounters. And at that point, I'm like, I'm just getting my Lucky Egg from XD. Leaf Green got the 2nd execute, and it was the Leaf Green that was more due for the shiny. So, the games that I've gotten shinies was, this game was Krabby, then this game was Doduo, then this game was Nidoran Male, then this game was Execute, so this one had 2 in a row, then this one was Cubone, and then this one was Execute. So, this game and this game haven't gotten shinies, but this one makes sense because this one got the Dratini, like, right before I started, so. Took you a month to find Cast Form? You can date skip for those. I'm pretty sure. Maybe you can't for BDSP, because there's like that thing that like prevent. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. Like you can, but it's not really worth it. Actually, you definitely can't. Kind of pretend your shiny starter on your Fire Red Nuzlocke has a clone design from the first movie, since your game is a replica. That's funny. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. I think it was your 20th catch, saw 3 to 4 times that. Fled, yeah. Did you do bait strat on him? I was doing bait strat on all of the chances that I saw. And I caught more than half of them, I'm pretty sure. But it was just, I'm certain that, like, anytime one fled, it was, like, the one that had the Lucky Egg. Because it's, like, it's so unlikely you go triple odds for something like that. Like, I was like, I thankfully caught both the shinies while I was looking for the Lucky Egg. But I was like, I found 2 shinies. I've caught 63 chances. I caught both the shinies. Odds are if I find another shiny, I'm failing it. This was before I, like, wanted to hunt in the Safari Zone. I was kind of against hunting in the Safari Zone back then when I was trying to get the Lucky Eggs. Yeah, the Safari Week is far better than last year, and I've done half of the encounters as I did last year. I had abysmal shiny luck last year. My average, I had like a really far under odds second phase. Like my second phase for last year's Safari Week was like 4,000. I still averaged one shiny every 21,000 encounters. That's how bad it was. Second longest hunt of my life during last year's Safari Week. And it also fled. It was devastating. Double Kangaskhan is pretty cool. Double Kangaskhan with a Tauros. I actually, at one point I had 3 Tauros and a Kangaskhan. You just tweeted your double shiny. It's your first tweet ever in Heist. Yeah, you gotta, like, do that. Some people will do that. They'll, like, make Twitter accounts to show that they got something insane. Yeah, 6 shinies so far. What's up, Jaden? Welcome in. Get a pink Nidoran now? That's the goal. The goal is to try to get a male Doduo, a Venonat, or a female Nidoran. That's why I'm still hunting here. My Leaf Green is so due for a Nidoran, it's insane. Like, the fact that I've had 6 Nidorans... I've actually had 7 of the Nidoran line on Fire Red, one of which was a female, which is a 5%. And Leaf Green has only ever gotten Rhyhorns and Executes, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. Because both the Doduos were Fire Red too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Leaf Green has only ever seen Shiny Execute in Rhyhorn. Dude, we're getting a lot of Kangaskhan's. I need to turn my fan on, it's getting kind of hot. Working on your form decks, getting regional variants while evolving Pokemon in your Ultra Sun game. Nice, good luck. Name Execute as Palm if you evolve it to Executor. I already had Executor. The first one I got, I evolved into Executor for a badge quest. So that one was named Lucky Eggs, and the reason why it was named Lucky Eggs is because I was hunting for a Lucky Egg on Chansey and ended up finding a shiny Execute instead. This one that I got, yesterday, I named it Not So Lucky, because it took 5 additional Executes to catch. Which is, by the way, pretty bad luck for Execute. Execute is kind of like a weighted coin flip. If you catch or fail it against you, you're slightly more likely to fail it than to catch it. So, like, in my case, like, I've seen 6 shiny Executes in the Safari Zone. Most people would have caught 3-ish. And I just, like, got my luck back by catching that last one. So, like, having, like, being 1 for 5 on Execute was pretty bad luck. Like, typically people would be, like, 2 to 3. That's kind of how you would be for, like, 6 as well, as, like, 2 to 3 caught. Which, luckily I have 2 now, so it kind of balanced out a little bit, but... being 1 for 5 was pretty rough. You say Venonat would be the next shiny? That'd be really cool. I definitely would prefer, at this point, I think I really want to get a Venonat in a Safari Ball, especially because I failed one. But at this point, I think I would prefer Nidoran female. I still need 2 of them. And Venonat you can actually get pretty commonly outside of the Safari Zone in Fire Red Leaf Green. Casper found has escaped every Pokeball you've thrown at it. About to run out of Pokeballs. Gotta get a False Swiper. But yeah, we're getting dangerously close to the point where I, like, don't need to be hunting in this area anymore. I was really considering, swapping the leaf greens over to the area where you can repel trick Nidoran. But I want to have a solid chance at getting a male Doduo as well, and Venonat. The area where you hunt, well, with the repel trick, you can't get, like, anything besides Nidorans. I'm pretty sure. But if I wasn't repel tricking, I'd get, like, Paris instead of Venonat. This is the best place for Venonat. It's the only place where you get Venonat and Venomoth. The center area has Venonat, but Parasect. I believe the area to the right has Paris and Parasect, and then the area north has Paris and Venomoth. Best Pokemon is Damp Parasect with Spore and Full Swipe. Isn't Damp a hidden ability for it, though? So that, like, wouldn't work for most generations. But yeah, Parasect is a really good Pokemon for shiny hunting. What's up, Hisui and Gengar? Seem to be doing well with the encounters so far. Yeah, we've been doing pretty well. I'm definitely satisfied with the Safari week. Like, I could end right now and be, like, totally fine. I'm gonna keep going, though. Like, if we get a shiny today, I'll try to do one more phase. There's a solid chance I won't be able to hunt for the next 3 days. I won't be able to hunt at all Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But there's a solid chance I can hunt on Sunday. I guess it just depends on when I get back from my trip. It stayed on your second to last Pokeball. Now you know you need to build a false swiper. I think you can get Paris in BDSP. If not, Smeargle's a good one. You can Pokeradar for Smeargle on the same route that you're at. Just like the grass below the mansion. Pokeradar, you can get Smeargle. And then you have to teach it false swipe from something else, but it's kind of a chore to set up a Smeargle from scratch, but Smeargle is the most versatile Pokemon for, like, catching other Pokemon, so it's definitely recommended. Is Sticky Hold effect a thing in Fire Leaf Green? No. Out of battle effects do not work for Fire Red Leaf Green. That feature got introduced in Emerald, which is the latest of the Gen 3 games. So it's only Emerald and then Gen 4 onward. Except for Scarlet and Violet. And I guess any other game that doesn't have abilities like Let's Go and Legends. Yeah, this is going way better than last year. It would have been hard for this to not go better than last year. Like last year I did 60,000 plus encounters and only found 3 shinies. Like that's abysmal. Currently on phase 3, which is at 13k plus. Good luck. I have my longest phase so far has been 12,000, which I will definitely take. Like my last few hunts have been going like 16, 17,000. So 12,000 honestly didn't even feel that bad, especially for Safari Week. Go into the Safari Zone hunt, then build a Pulse Swiper. Good luck. Can you explain a phase? Is it until you get a shiny? So typically when people are like, I'm gonna go through the whole lore of like phasing just to like kind of make it a little more like have it make sense, because people throw out the word phase all the time. Essentially, when you like the simplest term, a phase is like when you find a shiny. But the main use of a phase is when you're hunting for something specific and you find shinies that are not what you're hunting for. So let's say I'm hunting for Tauros and I find a shiny. Let's say I haven't done any Safari Week hunting at all. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to hunt for shiny Tauros in the Safari Zone. And then I find a Doduo. That's phase 1 for Tauros. It's just kind of like a little way to like keep track of encounters and stuff, like so that you're not saying like, oh, this took 150,000 encounters for this shiny Tauros. It's like, well, this phase took 5,000 encounters, you know? Just kind of way to like, it's kind of like adding chapters to your hunt. But I say like anytime I'm just finding a shiny, I'll just be like, if I'm not going for something specific and I'm just planning on getting a few shinies in an area, I'll just be like, yeah, we'll do a few phases in this area. Like, even if I'm not going for something specific and, like, I'll just take whatever I get, I'm still being like, oh, yeah, this is just, like, we're on phase 7 for Safari Week. I'm not going for anything specific, but we have gotten 6 shinies. So it's like we have phased 6 times. So Monday, you'll continue the shiny hunt from you? It depends. I always end Safari Week on a shiny. So if I don't get anything on Sunday, we will continue on Monday and do overtime until we find something. Or if we find a shiny like super early on Sunday and I decide to do one more phase and then, you know, don't finish it. It's pretty unlikely we will go for Mew on Monday, but we will pick Mew back up next week. I need to send a text really quick. Yeah, hopefully we get Mew pretty soon. I know I'm having, like, a string of good luck right now, but, like, I mean, going over double odds for Mew kind of still sucks regardless. I really did feel like, for the past, like, year, it really did feel like my shiny odds were 1 in 16,000. Like, it felt like on average, I would go around 16,000, and a lot of times I'd go, like, 20k plus, or, like, I'd have the occasional, like, 8,000 or 7,000 or something. So I'm hoping I can get back to a point where it actually feels like my shiny odds are 1 in 8192. Hoping, like, this did it, and that I will consistently have average luck moving forward. I don't even need to have, like, crazy good luck consistently. Average luck would be great. So I'm hoping, like, because we're so due for Mew. I mean, like, those emeralds, they just have not found any shinies, so they're definitely cooking. Ever thought of doing the math to see your average? No, because I don't know by heart the number of encounters for every single hunt I've done. I mean, I have found I think like 160 full odd shinies that I've caught. When I was new into shiny hunting, I would do an average. I would like add up my hunts and kind of figure out like how often I would like go 20k for a shiny. But I've done so many hunts now, it's like really hard to do that. It would take so long. But what I'm gonna do, assuming I can like get the numbers. I wouldn't be able to get the numbers for some of them because some of them are random, but That's another thing. Some of the shinies I found are random. Some of them are like Scarlet and Violet shinies, which like you just can't really keep track of that well. Scooby-Doo? What about Scooby-Doo? But yeah, it'd be really hard. What I do plan to do though is when I'm currently reworking my shiny living dex, which is why the command is not on screen anymore. Because if you go to it, you're gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna try if I can put the number of encounters each shiny I got for my living dex, but that again is also like not gonna include duplicates. Use your videos to estimate how long you've been hunting. How long? I've been hunting for 10 years.
Does put a smile on my face.
Immorphial, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Like if I only had like 50 shinies under my belt and they were all like on YouTube and I like knew the exact number every time. Oh yeah, no, sorry, 9 years. I've been hunting for 9 years, not 10 years. 10 years will be next year. Like, some of the shiny hunts, I don't have the numbers written down. Like, I remember when I was trying to, like, see how many encounters, like, this game, because this game went over, like, 30k all on its own for a shiny. I remember I was trying to, like, figure that out, and, like, one of the videos I posted, I don't think I said the number I got it in, and I didn't write it down in the description. So, like, sometimes I just, like, won't know. It would take a very long time to go through everything. It's not really worth it. The numbers, what do they mean? I don't know. Dude, it's been so long since I played Black Ops 1, I don't even remember what the numbers meant. We found you from your YouTube videos. Best of luck during Safari Week. Thank you. We've actually done really well this week so far. What year did Black Ops 1 come out? (2010). So Black Ops 1 is... So it's funny because the person who voiced Mason... What's his name? Sam Worthington? I think that's his name. He plays Jake Sully in Avatar. And I saw like a TikTok. And I haven't played Black Ops 1 in like forever. And I saw a TikTok and they used the audio from that. Where they're like, what do the numbers mean, Mason? And then he like responds. And I was like, holy crap. How did I never, at one point I had known he was, like, voiced by the same guy, but I had never heard the audio from Black Ops 1, and it literally just sounded like Jake Sully from Avatar talking, and I was like, that's hilarious. It, like, blew my mind. On your Pokedex challenge, are you going to count the Pichu with the spiky ear and the Pichu with the Pikachu colors? So the Pichu with the Pikachu colors is just a shiny Pichu. It's not like a special Pichu, it's just a shiny Pichu. The spiky ear Pichu is it's unobtainable outside of Heart Gold Soul Silver, so it cannot be sent into home. If they ever do like a Johto remake and they include it, then I will count it, but for now it's impossible to get into home. It's a home living dex I'm going for. So, Spiky Ear Pichu, along with the cosplay Pikachus, are just not part of it, because you can't get them in home. ORS is almost 10 years old. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That makes sense. You thought I could go into home now. You can't even take it. You can't even send it into any other Gen 4 game. It's only in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Which is a shame. I don't like when they introduce, like, different forms of Pokemon that can't be, like, sent into other games. Like, for me, if it was a perfect world, I would love to have included the Spiky Ear Pichu or the cosplay Pikachus in my living decks. Would've been cool. Spiky Ear Pichu has a chance of coming back. I don't know if the cosplay Pikachus will, though. Can't imagine they do another Hoenn remake anytime soon. You still have yours? I never played Heart Gold Soul Silver when it was new, but you can just do the DNS exploit to get one. I might have one in my Gen 4 game somewhere. Actually, I don't think I do. I think I got the Pichu colored Pikachu. Sorry, the Pikachu colored Pichu. And I just never did the event. I never, like, activated the Spiky Ear one. You would not doubt if they are remaking Kalos already, so yeah. But for sure, it is at least 3 years. So, if they're gonna do remakes, I wouldn't count Legends as a remake. Next remake they should be doing is Johto. That's why I think Spiky or Pichu has a chance of coming back relatively soon. After Johto, they would do Unova. After Unova, they would probably do Kalos, right? Yeah, they would do Kalos, and then they would do Hoenn remake again. So it'd be a while before a Hoenn remake, but Johto remake should be the next remake that they do. Gen 4 is when you did your living form decks. My lifespan of main series Pokemon was very short in that era. My first mainline game was Pearl. My last mainline game was Platinum. And then I stopped playing until the tail end of Gen 6. I'd be down for a Johto remake if it's, like, good. I think we're in a timeline now where, like, it's pretty, I don't want to say it's unrealistic, but what I would consider a good remake is not what Game Freak would be, like, considering doing. Like, we're talking if they do a Johto remake, it needs to be like Heart Gold Soul Silver. Have the Safari Zone. Have ways to encounter later gen Pokemon, but I'm talking up to Gen 9. And I can't see them doing that. Have, like, more content, like, after you beat the game. I just can't see them doing that. Get your grades tomorrow, you're stressing? What grade are you in? And, like, you said you did your finals. Like, what grade is this? Gen 3 to 5 was peak Pokemon. For me, it was Gen 3 and 4. Like, I started in Gen 4, but I played a lot of Gen 3. Gen 3 and 4 was just that era of, like, me being super into Pokemon. Like, I was, like, getting the cards, playing the games. I was super into it. But I wanted to go back to Sprite or 3Ds. I don't mind. I think it'd be cool if they did a game that is in sprites, but kind of like a stylized version. Like, I'm saying, I don't want them to go back to these. I don't want them to go back to that. I think that'd be stupid if they went back to that. But, like, you see games like, I think it's Octopath Traveler. It's like, or like the new, what was it, the Dragon Quest thing they're coming out with? Where it's like a 3D plane, but it's like the art style is like sprite-based. It'd be really cool if they did a Pokemon game like that. But like, I'm not someone who hates on the models. Like, I don't hate on them. I definitely agree that they should do more, like, better animations and stuff. Flesh out the models and whatnot, which they've been doing. So, like, I don't really have an issue with the 3D models. So it's neither here nor there for me. Like a hybrid 2.5 3D, if that's what it's called. No, they had a name for it in the Dragon Quest trailer. It was like Open 2D or something like that. I forget what it was called. Being able to casually get like 1,500 encounters in an hour is just awesome. I'm probably gonna ding dong soon on the game. Yesterday I ding donged on this game before any other. It was insane. This game had the most steps, which is just unreal. This game normally has like half the amount of steps as every other game. Right now it seems pretty even, actually. Like, usually this game will have, like, 80 steps, and the rest will have, like, 150. It's crazy. But then yesterday, this game ding-dong first. I was like, no way. Like there was something in the air yesterday. Fire Red ding-donging first, and 3 shinies in a day. And catching an execute. I was over the moon catching. I was over the moon catching the Cubone, and then I got an execute after and caught it. Yesterday was a good day. Yeah, Cubone was crazy to get. Cubone was probably the coolest one that I got this week. It was crazy, too, because I had assumed Cubone was the same catch and flee rate as Krabby, so, like, I thought it was, like, 50% catch rate, 35% flee rate. But it was actually 40% catch rate and 35% flee rate. So I was, like, kind of nervous. I was like, dude, it's kind of like a weighted coin flip, but in my favor. And it 3-shake faked me. And I thought it was gone. And it stayed. And then I caught it in the second ball. I was so nervous after it broke out. I thought for sure it was running. Such a crazy shiny, too. Like, I need to look back. I know I looked at, like, Kangaskhan. But I'm pretty sure Cubone is, like, not a common Pokemon in, like, any game it appears in. Like, I want to say the most common it's in is, like, either going to be Let's Go or, like, Sword and Shield. So, like, we look at, like, Rock Tunnel in Gold Silver. Oh, you can get it from the Game Corner in Crystal. Okay. That's got to be, like, one of the easiest ways to get it. Let's go Rock Tunnel. 35% in Rock Tunnel. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. That's not bad. The encounter rate's kind of slow in Gen 2, though. I just remember thinking, like, Fire at Leaf Green, I'm like, oh, I could totally get this. And it's like, what is it, like, Pokemon Tower, it's like 10% or less or something. 9, oh wait, that's red, blue, yellow. 9%, 10% on the top floor. And then Sivalt Canyon. %. And then I think in, like, future games, it's, like, not that common either. I guess, like, Johto's the way to go for it. But it was such a crazy one to catch, because that's a shiny, like, when, the way I, like, plan shiny hunts is I, like, try to, like, pick a shiny I want to go for, and I try to see, like, what game is it the most optimal in that's, like, the oldest type of game. Starting with Gen 3. I usually don't pick Gen 2 unless it's more optimal. But I recall Cubone being one of those Pokemon that was like, this is not going to be a shiny I hunt anytime soon because it's not really common anywhere. So it was really cool to get it. You need help from someone? You basically put your 3DS SD card in your PC, imported a hard-coded save file in Melon DS emulator, and you got a shiny Totodile. You saved, but if you go into the SD card, the save didn't change. Is it still on the cartridge? Like, when you load up the cartridge, is it still there? Yeah, Cubone was trolling hard, dude. Cubone was trolling. The Execute was trolling, man. When I got the second Execute yesterday, I wasn't even excited because I was just like, oh, sweet, I'm failing another shiny. You have an emulator in the 3DS. You copy and paste the save file from the emulator to the SD card? So, like, you're running, like, a flash card, I'm guessing, right? Or is it, you said it's an emulator on your 3DS, so it's a homebrewed? I never worked with, like, a homebrewed 3DS, so I don't know. But if you can load up your save file on the 3DS and the shiny's still there, that's step one in knowing it's still there. If you can't do that, it might have just been lost. Card is still on the PC. Do you take it out? Yeah. I mean, if it's not on the PC, if the file's not on the PC, you're not gonna get anything going by keeping it on the PC. So take it out, put it back in your 3DS, see if the save file's still there. It might not have saved properly. Am I gonna ding dong before 1500? Which shiny do you think I'm getting next? If I'm being completely honest, if I were to guess, probably Nidoran male. I don't have faith getting a female Nidoran. I really need to see how many phases I've done in Leaf Green Safari Zone without a female Nidoran. For me, I think it's going to be between Nidoran male and Doduo. But I mean, it could be anything. It could be a Tauros. Okay, the emulator game with the shiny. Okay, so the shiny's still on there. So the shiny's safe. Do you have an authentic game or an actual cartridge you can trade the shiny to? If not, I would say just, like, save again, and then try to look, like, maybe there's just a file you're not looking in, like a folder you're not looking in on your card. Oh, we got 1500. I gotta reset my games. Oh, whoops. I messed up the star. Melon emulator is still on the save with shiny, even without the SD card in. Okay, that means it's not saving to the SD card. That means it's like on. I don't know how this works. You took your 3DS SD card out, right? Or is it like an SD card on a flash cartridge? You're calling Venonat? That'd be a good one. If your save file is still on your 3DS without your SD card in, that means it's saved to. It never saved to your SD card. All right, but I gotta take a quick break, and then I will be right back. I'm back. It is the llama stream. Not anymore. I have returned. I wonder if I could wear this like the other way. I bet it's like interchangeable. Should I have the cracked egg in the front? Now we got the cracked egg in the front. He's happy. He's happy about it. What's up, Isaac? Man, it is so tempting to do the repel trick on Leaf Green. But I can't. I gotta get another Doduo. I don't have to, but... Loki and Nidoran would be more important, but... If I get another shiny, but like today, then I'll do the repel trick for the last one. But I'll also do some offline hunting too. I gotta get a little bit in before I leave tomorrow. Dude, I saw someone's layout. Someone posted they got a shiny on Twitter, and they just took like a screenshot of their whole like layout. Dude, it said they had caught Sandslash and Marowak in the freaking Johto Safari Zone. I was like, that's crazy. I don't know if there's a way to make Marowak. I know you can repel trick. There's actually a repel trick you can do to make everything 25%. I don't know if there's like... If like the decorations can make Marowak more common. But ultimately, I'd want Cubone more, because we can always evolve it if we get another one. If we get another one, we can evolve it into a Alolan Marowak. Taking a short vacation? I'm going to a wedding. It's just in a different state, so it's not like something that just can be done in a day. Dude, I never thought I'd be, like, not wanting to see Shiny Execute anymore. I never thought I'd be like, man, we don't need Execute anymore. It's crazy. Like, I was, like, actually annoyed that I failed a 4th Execute in a row. And then when the second one showed up, my reaction was like, I was like, is that another Shiny Execute? Oh, it is. I was like there was, it was such a fast phase, and normally I'd be like so excited for a fast phase, but I saw the execute, and my first thought was like, sweet, I'm failing a 5th execute in a row. This is gonna be so awesome. Like, I was just not excited for it at all until I caught it. Can't believe some people go out of the way to hatch shinies in Gen 3. Kind of sounds like agony. There's faster ways to do it. If you use Pokemon Box, Ruby, and Sapphire, you can actually hatch eggs really fast in Gen 3. Some people go for full shiny living dexes in Gen 3. And some of the Pokemon you have to hatch for. Like, you have to hatch for Jinx, you have to hatch for Farfetch'd, you have to hatch for, like, any of the trade ones. So, like, Lickitung, Mr. Mime. I, for one, would not go out of my way to hatch a shiny for Gen 3 unless I, like, really wanted a shiny in Gen 3 and that was the only way, but it's not really something... There's not a shiny in Gen 3 I want enough to have to hatch for it. Wish you had Box. If Masuda was a thing, you'd be okay without Flame Body. Well, Flame Body works in Emerald, so a lot of times people will do it in Emerald. And Box, most people don't have the actual Box game because it's thousands of dollars. A lot of people do is they have like, there's a way you can like, if you have a GameCube, you can like put like the file on it and put it like in the slot or whatever and it works. I don't know. A lot of people just do that. But the way it works is they like collect just a bunch of eggs. Like we're talking like boxes full of eggs. They hatch them on a game, reset, and then use Box to like send them to a different game, and then they hatch all of them on that game. But they'll like pre-walk them, I think, before hatching them, so that when they send them to the other games, they only have to walk like 200 steps or whatever to hatch them all. So just do that. It's like actually not bad at all for that. But again, not something I'd be looking to do. Your cat just glared at you. Very scary. There's a stream for Emerald going for a full shiny living dex that you've been keeping up with. Is that the bot one? Someone was telling me that someone was running a bot to try to find every shiny in Emerald. And they were like, it took them forever to get C-Dot because it's a 1%. Some question, can regular DS games be played on 3DS? Yes, they can. So you see these two systems up here? These are 3DSs, and they are currently running regular DS games. Fair warning, though. Some copies, my Authentic Diamond and my Authentic Diamond's not as bad. My Authentic Pearl cannot work on a 3DS. And I was, like, really confused why it wasn't being read. And I looked into it, and the way it works is some of the, well, not some, but, like, the 3DS games are slightly larger than the DS games. And sometimes the DS games just don't fit properly in the slot because they're a little small. So, like, they'll click in, but they won't be, like, making the connection. And I've only had it happen with my Authentic Pearl and my Authentic Diamond. But my Authentic Diamond, you can kind of, like, work it a bit, and it works. The Pearl, you can't get to work at all on a 3DS. So, like, that's kind of just, like, a fair warning. They're like, yes, DS games can run on a 3DS, but if you're unlucky, it might not work. Yeah, it's the bot. Don't worry, we are still looking. Wait, what? Oh, for the C-Dot? Why did I think they got it? Aren't they doing it like a Professor Oak challenge or something, where it's like they can't go until they like get the C dot, so they're just on like the second route, and they have to get 3 of them. Good to know. Want to look around for Gen 5 copies. You don't really want to break the bank. Yeah, Gen 5 is expensive. The black and white aren't awful. Black 2, white 2 are awful. They have 1 and they need 2. Okay, so I think I heard they had found 1. Pokemon White 2. I recently bought White 2, like, last year. That is the most I have ever paid for a Pokemon game. Every other game I bought hasn't even come close to it. It was, like, double to what I played for, like, any other game, at least. So if you don't want to break the bank, go for the originals. They're still going to be expensive. You're looking probably around like $80. But not 160, that's for sure. Every other shiny for the area, but C-Dot's not showing up. Yeah, well, C-Dot's the rarest thing in that area. Oh, wait. Is Surskit there, too? Do you have 2 Surskits? Or is that only Ruby Sapphire? I'm pretty sure there's a 1% Surskit there, too, but that might only be Ruby Sapphire. Yeah, Black 2, White 2, in my opinion, not worth $150. The only reason I spent that much is because it was, like, actually the only mainline game I didn't have, and I was like, I just gotta get it. It ain't going down anytime soon. I think the issue that I was referring to with, like, the cartridges being too small, I think that was only in Gen 4. I think that issue, I think that might not be with Gen 5 games. There's also workarounds. Like, I could realistically, like, put my Pearl copy in my 3DS and run it if I just chuck, like, a small piece of cardboard in it, too. So, like, have it... allow it to be thick enough to, like, make the connection. I just am not really willing to do that. I'm pretty sure Surskit's on that route. It's like Route 102, I think. Oh no, it's only Ruby Sapphire. It's only Ruby Sapphire. So, no Surskit for Emerald. Where the heck do you get Surskit, though, in Emerald? Oh, you can't. Unless you're doing record mixing with swarms. Interesting. I did not know that. I did not know Surskit was just not really in Emerald. Thank goodness you have Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because I think it will be in the same couple years. I don't think it's going to be as much as Black 2, White 2. As much as I like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, they are very polarizing games. Black 2 and White 2 are regarded as, like, the best in the entire series. Same with, like, Platinum. Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, White 2, those are, and Emerald are going to be, like, forever the most expensive Pokemon games. In terms of the mainline games. What's up, Scott Summer? Welcome in. Summers. That's going to be funky later on. Are they willing to do record mixing? I don't even know how record mixing works, because I would like to look into it, because Skitty and Surskit are, like, extremely rare Pokemon in Gen 3, but if you get Swarms, they're, like, really common, and they'd be really cool shinies to hunt in Gen 3. But there's like a bug in Gen 3 where like you'll get one swarm. Like let's say you load up like your Sapphire copy, you'll get a swarm for like Skitty. That'll be the only swarm you'll get ever. Unless you do like the record mixing thing. That's like the only way to like have it re-roll a swarm. Due to like a bug. So I don't know how it works. But it'd be something I would probably look into if I plan to hunt him. Depending on what he's running, it might have to program it or something. But I'm pretty sure if we're talking like Professor Oak challenge, I don't think those are required. Unless they're just like pretty adamant on actually getting every single possible shiny and emerald. Can you imagine if we got a Nidoran female and then caught it? Be the best Safari week ever. Keep seeing Professor Oak challenge. What is that exactly? Is this full shiny decks on one game? It's not shiny. It's only shiny if they specify it's a shiny Professor Oak challenge, which is a pretty unrealistic challenge to do. Professor Oak challenge essentially means you have to register every possible Pokemon you can as early as possible. So when let's say we're talking Hoenn, you get to Route 101, you gotta catch yourself a Poochyena, a second Poochyena. Actually, I don't think you have to catch them. I don't think it's a living dex. I think you just have to register them. So you catch yourself like a Poochyena, a Zigzagoon, a couple Wurmples, and then you have to level them up to get their evolutions before moving on to the next route. Oh, wait, no, I think it's before badges. It's before badges. So you don't have to, it's not before moving on to the next route, but like before badge 1, which is Rust Burrow, you have to have every possible Pokemon you can registered beforehand without like trading. Obviously, if you throw in trading, that's like literally just fill out the whole dex. So like, what would that entail for Hoenn? It would be like you would have to have the full Zigzagoon line, have the full Wurmple lines, have the full Poochyena line, have the full Wingull line, have the full Seedot or Lotad line, or both, depending on if you're on Emerald. Have the full like Surskit line, unless you're on Emerald. Have the full Ralts line. Have the full... Gosh, what else is on that route? I might be a Tailo line, because then you're going to like Petalburg Woods. Tailo line, have the full Slackoth line, have the full Shroomish line. Then have the full Whismur line, have the full Nincada line, have the full... that might be it. So you have to have like all those before you battle Roxanne. And then after that, it's whatever you can possibly get before Dewford, or like before battling the Dewford gym. Meryl, I forgot. Yeah, Meryl. You gotta get the full Meryl line. I knew there was something I was missing. You skip Dewford? Why would you skip Dewford? You can still get, like, the Makuhita line, the Abra line. Why would you skip Dewford at all? Why would that be something? Thor White, why are we skipping Dewford? Oh, is it because you don't have to beat Dewford to progress? Is that why? Okay, so it's essentially you catch everything you register everything you possibly can before you're able to progress. So, like, for example, you can battle Roxanne before going to the route, like, north of Rustboro, but you need to catch all the Pokemon in the route north of Rustboro before battling Roxanne. So, like, before getting to, like, Mauville, you have to have... Gosh, that's, like, so many, too. You'd have to have, like, the full... Dude, you'd have to have... That's crazy. There's always, like, one gym where you have to catch almost every single Pokemon before. And it's usually, like, the second gym. I know with, like, Gen 1, like, Kanto, you can literally, like, once you beat Misty, you can get through, like, the rest of Kanto before you, like, have to battle Lieutenant Surge. So you have to, like, catch almost every single Pokemon before battling Lieutenant Surge. Gen A is, like, 500 plus before Gym 1. So, but, like, how does the DLC, like... I would assume there's versions without DLC and then versions with DLC, because if it was without DLC, it wouldn't be 500 plus. But yeah, you have access to the wild area before the first gym. The save isn't on the emulator anymore. What'd you do? Let that be a lesson. Don't use emulators. Well, I mean, you can use emulators, but you gotta be, like, positive you know how everything works before you start putting hours into shiny hunting. That's what I did with this game. This game, I knew, like, everything about it before I started, like, shiny hunting with it, so I'm, like, comfortable doing that. But yeah, I've never homebrewed a 3DS, so I wouldn't know, like, what to do to fix it. You can't get all the seed out or low tide lines because they need the stones, you think? They need to... Yeah. Yeah, so you would, like, need to catch... You would get up to, like, Nuzleaf or Lombre, because you can't get the Leaf Stone or the Water Stone until a certain point. Unless you can get them via, like, pickup. I don't know if you can, though. Pickup's kind of broken in Gen 3. You can get a King's Rock with pickup. Yeah, so you can't get the you can't get the water or leaf stone until a certain point because you can't pick up for it. Yeah, you don't need the King's Rock.
Does put a smile on my face.
Silurba or Killerba, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm sure there's different rules you can give yourself with Professor Oak challenges. For example, like, for the most part, like, people don't, like, include trades at all because it's a slippery slope when you include trades. It's like, well, if I'm trading for this, that means I'd have to trade for the full national decks, essentially. But I would imagine there's some versions where people will at least do trade evolutions if they can. If they're capable. You love the hat? Hope you're having a good day. I'm doing alright. I'm like wrecking my voice though. I picked a bad time to get a cold. Because honestly, I feel pretty fine. But my voice is like not good, and I've been talking a lot because I've been streaming like every day. But we've been having a really good Safari week. Which is hilarious, because my first Safari week was absolutely awful. My second Safari week was absolutely insane. My third Safari week was absolutely awful. And now my fourth one, I was saying, like, we're due to pop off for a Safari week, and now we're actually popping off for a Safari week. If I had tea, that might help. No, I don't really drink tea. No, really what would help would be if I just didn't talk. But I mean, this isn't the last time I'm going to stream for the week, so hopefully in the next like day or two, my voice will recover. Trying to at least find a good replica leaf green so your boyfriend can play with you. Maybe together. I wouldn't recommend it. Fake copies of leaf green. Here's what you should do. Get a Japanese copy of leaf green. That's authentic. Fake copies, no matter what, they're way too risky. They all work differently. There's plenty of them that just will not save or be able to trade. So if you decide you want a shiny hunt on one, the only reason I use this fake copy is because the only way this fake copy like breaks is if I try to use it in a DS. But it's capable of trading, it's capable of running properly and saving. It's capable of doing pretty much anything besides running in a DS. So I can't migrate from it directly. I have to trade off first. But most fake copies you can't trade with. So if you find a shiny on them, it's stuck there forever. And there's always a chance the save file just deletes itself. So what you should do is find an authentic Japanese copy of leaf green, and they're really inexpensive. Japanese copies are very inexpensive. I just bought a Japanese fire red. I just bought this Japanese fire red. It looks like it's never been used. It has been used, but it's like in such good condition. This was like 30 bucks. If we're talking like ruby sapphire, I just bought a Japanese sapphire. It was like 20 bucks. I know it's like probably not the most ideal thing to like have it be in Japanese, but you save a lot of money for the same game. Your fire red is the same way and you got it from a game exchange, so you figured the replicas... Okay, am I getting notified for Skype? Figured their replicas are good. It's just, it's so risky. Like, even this save file, I recently... I dropped it, and it deleted the save file. So I had to, like, replay through it just to set up for Safari Week, and now, every time I find a shiny on it, I immediately trade it off, because I'm just too worried it's gonna randomly delete the save file. But it's been working since. I'm probably just paranoid. But, like, I mean, even my save file that I was, like, really confident with, like, oh, this save file works fine, best fake copy you could have, still deleted itself one day. It's not worth the risk. You can find those Japanese games for much less. 30 is pretty high. Not for Fire Red Leaf Green. I mean, I probably could have found one for like 25 or whatever, but it would have taken forever. I was kind of in just like desperation mode. I'm sure you can find Japanese copies of Fire Leaf Green for less, but it's not going to be much less. You're being a little... You're exaggerating a little bit. Especially nowadays, Japanese games are starting to go up in price. Because people now know that they're cheap, so more people are buying them now. I also think it was $30 with like tax. I don't think it was like listed as $30 with like tax and shipping. Yeah, it was like the tax. It was free shipping, but the tax made it over $30. Yeah, I mean, the ones I'm seeing are like $30, $40. Like, you're not gonna, like, I bet if I went, like, I looked, like, high and low, I could probably find one for a little bit less, but at that point, it's like, who cares? It's like, oh man, I spent $5 more. What a shame. But now I have an extra game I can shiny hunt Psyduck on. So that's good. Jumping out of lurk mode, last year I bought all 5 Gen 3 games. Japanese eBay just over 100, so it's basically 20 for each game. Yeah, I mean, they're going up. They literally started going up in price, like, within the last year. They're not going up, like, a ton. But yeah, like... Comparison was like a couple years ago, I bought a Japanese Ruby for like $18. And then this year, or like last, I think it was either this year or last year, I bought a Japanese Sapphire, I think it was this year, for like $23, you know? Like, they're going up. They're not going up by like a ton, but they're starting to go up now. At least they're not outrageous as English versions. Yeah, it's ridiculous how much the English versions are going for. Like, I'd much rather pay an extra... And, like, this copy of Fire Red is in, like, pristine condition. I got this thing and was like, this looks brand new. Like, there's not even, like, a scuff on the, like, cartridge at all. Like, everything looks so perfect. I was like, that's crazy. Like, it looks like no one used it. Obviously, someone used it. Dude, the save file was so stupid. I'm, like, really curious as to what that person... I don't know if it was, like, the person who sold it to me. I was trying to, like, figure out why it was the way it was. You sold your English Ruby for $50? Honestly, you could have probably sold it for more. You just, like, waited long enough, I guess. But yeah, so I load up that save file of Fire Red, and it's completely played through. It's got 8 badges. I think it had like the full Pokedex filled out. Almost the full Pokedex, like 140 something. I load into it. The character is standing right in front of the entrance to the Elite Four. And they had one Pokemon in their party being like a level 3 Caterpie. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, maybe they just put stuff in their PC. There was not a single Pokemon in their PC. I was like, so they went through and deleted all of their Pokemon before selling this thing to me? And then, like, at first I was like, oh, maybe they, like, wanted to keep their Pokemon, so they traded them off. But I'm like, wait. If they had traded off all their good Pokemon, there would still be, like, throwaway Pokemon in the PC. And there was just absolutely nothing in the PC. So I'm like, either they wasted their time by trading off all their Pokemon, then deleting the trash Pokemon, or they just deleted all the Pokemon for no reason. And I'm like, why did they do that? It's so random. You always reset before selling? I feel like most people don't. It's kind of funny just to see what's on the save file before, like, when you get it. Like, I got my Japanese Ruby that's got, like, shiny Mew and like, shiny Lugia and shiny Groudon and shiny Latios on it. Just, like, funny to see what they got. Oh, maybe they, yeah, that is actually, they could have migrated all of them. That actually is, that could be it, honestly. I completely forgot about that. Okay, that would make me feel better about it. Because I just, like, the thought of someone going out of their way to delete every single Pokemon in their game before selling the game, that's all the way played through, was just such an odd thing to me. But if they actually, like, migrated all their Pokemon up to a Gen 4 game before selling it, that would be like, you know, I'd be like, alright. That makes sense. Japanese used copies tend to be better taken care of, and there are no worries of fakes because no one produces fake Japanese games. I think I've heard that there are, like, fakes of Japanese copies, but they're extremely rare, again, because, like, no one really does it. But I've never seen a Japanese copy, a fake Japanese copy listed. They've always been authentic. You got a save file of Alpha Sapphire, and the previous save file only chosen the starter as trio. I see that a lot, where, like, someone will be, like, only, like, just started the game just to, like, make sure it works. My Japanese Sapphire I got, it was, like, they had played through to Dewford Town, and that was it. Oh, wait, no, they had put, no, because they had the bike. I don't know how far in they played. I don't think it was all the way played through. I think they only had a few badges. Do you have a shiny Aggron on Omega Ruby? Oh, you mean from the previous owner? Oh, yeah. No, I do that too. But it's fun to just, like, see what's on it. Now, I was very disappointed to see that they only had a single Caterpie. And I was like, what are we doing? I like having, like, my OT and stuff for, like, shinies and whatnot. So if I buy a used copy, even if there's, like, goofy stuff on it, I'm still going to delete it. Delete the save file and start a new one. Maybe this weekend I'll, like, start playing through some of my copies I got just to set up hunts. I need to, like, really figure out what I want to do for the Psyduck hunt. I might not even need the Psyduck hunt. No, I definitely need to play through Fire Red at least. I want to get Psyduck. I'm going to do one more phase in Seafoam Islands, just in case on the off chance I get a Slowpoke, because I still need a Slowpoke for Slowking. A live one. I actually do have a full-odd shiny Slowking from Scarlet, but it wasn't live, and I want my living XP only the shinies I got live. Same with Psyduck, actually. Psyduck and Slowpoke, I actually have their full lines, full odds, but one of them on each line was not live, so I want to, like, rehunt them live. I want to do that Psyduck hunt. If I can get my other Fire Red played through and then do, like, 3 Fire Reds, 2 Leaf Greens, that'd actually be nice. And then maybe I won't have to do the Safari Zone. Honestly, low-key, I could just do 5 Fire Red, Leaf Green. If I get a Slowpoke, then just do 3 times Fire Red. Like, that wouldn't even be bad at all. But there is something about, like, trying to Sweet Scent on 5 games for Psyduck in the Safari Zone that'd be kind of fun. But I don't know. I would hate to fail a Psyduck after all I've been through trying to find it. I've done way too many phases trying to get a shiny Psyduck. You trade over the shinies and Pokemon you could use like other starters for breeding, etc., but then reset. Yeah, like I know the shinies that I have on my Ruby copy are all like hacked. But I still might trade them over just for fun. Just to, like, you know. They don't mean anything. But it's kind of funny that I had them on the save file before I just delete them. I need one of these freaking Doduos to be male and green. Or one of these Nidoran females to be purple. And then Nidoran male shows up and be like, oh, I'm here again. Only the 7th time you've seen me. Did you miss me? I don't know how I've gotten 6 of the males and only 0 of the females on Leaf Green, 1 on Fire Red. That's so wild. That's like such crazy RNG. Because I always run the same number of Fire Red Leaf Greens. I run 2 Fire Reds, 2 Leaf Greens. That is the exact same odds I get something from the female line as the male line. But the only female I gotten was the 5% on Fire Red. Leaf Green just has not seen a Nidoran at all. It's unreal. One of these days, it's gonna happen. You bought a copy of Pearl, and the previous owner did the power saves on it with all 493 Pokemon at level 100 in full bag. Easy for certain items in Gen 4 in your other playthroughs. I don't think I've ever bought a used copy that had, like, everything on it. Like, the craziest used copy I bought was that Ruby that had the shiny legendaries and Mew. My diamond copy I bought had just like regular old Pokemon on it, but they had funny nicknames. I think I took photos of them so I could remember them. How long ago was this? Had to have been last year. Can't have been. Oh, here we go. Alright, we got Poppet the Baneri, Newt the Hoot Hoot, Yoda Monkey the Metatite, Fleefy the Stunky, Borkle the Bronzor, Oops, I Farted the Machop. That one's a classic. Spoops the Ghastly. And then this was the last one. War the Ponyta. Those were all the goofy nicknames. I took pictures of them. You had used Pokemon Gold that had Celebi, but you didn't have a way to trade it at the time your battery died, so save's gone. It's probably hacked. I don't know if there was like an actual way to get Celebi in Gold Silver. Or like aced, I guess. Like I don't know if Celebi was ever legitimately available in Gold Silver. I think it was only Crystal. And it was also Japanese only Crystal. Don't mind you dying to the mint. Your boy Spoops. Yeah, dude, I thought Yoda Monkey was pretty good for the meta type. Definitely a fitting name. You're not sure if you still got it, but you have a shiny whale lord and his nickname is your mom. That's funny. You buy a used copy of Pokemon and then, like, you actually get roasted in it. It was definitely hacked. It was never legitimately released in the US. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the only, like, actual, like, Gen 2 Celebi that was legitimately released in the US was the Virtual Console Crystal one. Which is wild. Hopefully they do the same thing with Mew if they put those on Virtual Console. For, like, Emerald. I have a feeling they definitely will. If they ever do, like, an Emerald Virtual Console, I have a feeling they will, like, re-release those, like, events. And then no one can say that my Spanish shiny Mew is illegitimate. Because you'll definitely be able to get a Spanish shiny Mew at that point. I'm banking on it. You're so getting yourself a Newt. Yeah, that's a good one. You got it from a Wonder Trade. Oh, Wonder Trade, yeah. So someone planned it. Someone's like, this is going to someone, and they're going to have a wild time with it. It's crazy how no one was able to legitimately complete the Gen 2 decks outside of Japan until the 3DS. Yeah, that's so weird. It does seem like they're getting better at distributions and stuff, but, like... Dude, like, still, like... The fact that it's impossible to get shiny Diancie outside of a Japanese and South Korean event only, like that's so weird. Like, why do they do that? I understand not every event needs to be global, but when it's the only time a Pokemon is ever available, like, that makes no sense to only have it for 2 countries. Yeah, the L Mew. Technically be like El Meu. I don't know how you would actually pronounce Mew in Spanish. It's probably just the same. They're probably all just the same pronunciations. You got that event shiny? The Diancie? How'd you get that? It's a crazy one. Like, not many people have it. Just hope they bring back Pokeball and Fancy Scatterbug and Sweetball and Kalos. Well, they already brought back the Fancy one in Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, I hope they bring back the Pokeball for Legends ZA. And I hope they actually release Eternal Flower Floette. I feel like they have to. There's no way they're not doing Eternal Flower Floette in Legends ZA. You want a short-horned pink Nidoran to show up? Yeah, I do too. Are French Pokemon games more expensive than English? I wouldn't imagine they're more expensive than English. I would imagine English is the most expensive, but I doubt like other languages outside of Japanese are like that much less than English. I mean, for your Origin decks? Oh, you want it like from Kalos? I got the OG event one from Kalos. That was a crazy one. I mean, if anyone who's watching probably knows if you saw my Gen 6 Living Dex video. But I bought a used copy of Y. And I loaded it up, and the delivery man was there. And, like, at the time, I was like, dude, this could be something crazy. There's an event here they never picked up, and it was Vivian. I'm like, isn't this just a regular, like, Route 1 Pokemon? And I was, like, so disappointed. And then in hindsight, like, I realized that it was, like, an event, and there was, like, no other way to get that. Until Scarlet Violet. You have them too, but you want the Scatterbug and Spupa? Oh, I see. Look at us. We're already almost 3,000 in. Dude, that is just so crazy about Safari Week. You'll just get on stream for a couple hours and you'll casually get 3,000 encounters. It just never happens. I'm also not even going as fast as I normally do. I definitely go a lot slower on stream because I like stop to read chat and stuff. If I'm like locked in, not paying attention to anything except these games, I would have easily been over 3K by now. We would have been probably like close to 3,500. Crazy how OG games were more about catching them all without real rewards, but these days games give rewards without everything available. Yeah. Back then, people were satisfied with just bragging rights. Nowadays, people can't stand that. Like, even people I know, I was explaining ribbons to my cousin the other day. And he was like, why would you... Like, I was telling him about the ribbons from the resort area in Diamond Pearl Platinum. How, like, you could spend, like, $1 million for a ribbon to put on your Pokemon. And it, like, I had to, like... He was like, why would you want to do that? And I was like, it's pretty much just bragging rights because it keeps it forever. And you can, like, show people you got this, like, crazy ribbon. And then I ended up, like, showing him about, like... Telling him about, like, Ribbon Master quests and stuff. And then there's, like, this whole rabbit hole of, like, yeah, there's only, like, a handful of Pokemon that can actually get every single ribbon. Because they started cutting Pokemon. Celebi had an event in UK for Gold and Silver in 2001. You remember lining up outside Toys R Us for it? Really? I'm gonna fact check you. I believe you, but I'm gonna fact check you anyway. This is Gen 3 though, right? Wait, does Cerebi not show Gen 2 events? No way, right? Oh, you know what? I think they only show distributions. I don't think they show in-game events. So I guess I wouldn't be able to fact check you on that. Because this one is like the Coliseum, the Japanese Coliseum bonus disc. And then this one is like an actual distribution event. Yeah. I think that's what Cerebi does. I didn't realize that the shiny Celebi from the movie... I didn't realize that didn't have an expiration date on it. So there's probably still codes, unclaimed codes of Celebi shiny Celebi out there. Oh, it's shown on Bulbapedia. I mean, I'll just take your word for it. But I'm certain they didn't do it for the US, right? How did the event work for Gold and Silver? Was it just the same? Was it just like the GS ball? Weird that they would have done it in Gold and Silver in the originals, but then not in the Virtual Console. What's up, Seginus? Probably butchered your name, I apologize, but thank you. Yeah, we've been doing really well this week. I'm very satisfied with this Safari week. I finally conquered the execute. I got a Cubone, which was like really unexpected and very welcome. We completed the, outside of gender differences, we completed the Doduo line and the Krabby line and the execute line. And then we failed an execute, which is expected, and I failed a Nidoran that I threw a rock at because I wanted to test a theory and it didn't work. And I'm okay failing my 6th Nidoran male. So that was totally fine. Yeah, I'm thinking either this breaks my bad luck spell, or this is just the breaking of my bad luck spell, and then I'm gonna start getting bad luck again after it. Who knows? Yeah, it's already been over. It's been 2 hours and 14 minutes. Oh, it was injected into the game? Interesting. So I'm curious as to why Cerebi doesn't show it if it was just injected into the game. Like, you didn't catch it, right? You just had it. Apparently 4 times over odds for Giratina in ORAS. Dang, good luck. Hopefully you get it soon. Is that full odds or shiny charm? I mean, either way, it's brutal. Four times is brutal, no matter what odds you're working with. I mean, even like double and triple odds, it sucks when you're, no matter what odds you're working with. Shiny charm and hunting with 2 systems, dang. So I mean, what, you're like 5k in. I've only done that once with shiny charm. And that was the authentic Sinistea I got was like 5,000 something Sinistea since the last shiny. Because it hit 6,000 last night, dang. Hopefully you get to 6,500 tonight. Hopefully you get it tonight, you know? I always find it funny, like, I do the same thing, where I'll be, like, super over odds for a shiny, and I'll be like, hopefully I can get to 30k tonight, and I'll be like, what the heck am I talking about? Hopefully I just get the shiny tonight. Like, 30k sucks. Like, you know, like, you'll be like, hopefully I can get to this number tonight. It's like, do you really want to go to 6,500? Yeah. You hope that as well, but you've given up hope. Yeah, I know, I feel that. But yeah, I do that all the time. Like, when you're talking, like, what was I did that recently with, like, I think it was with Dratini. Dratini, I was like, man, hopefully I get to 17k tonight. I'm like, what am I talking about? This Dratini needs to show up now. Like, I don't want to go another 17k for a shiny. Aren't wild, shiny, legendary birds and Let's Go some of the rarest regular in-game shinies ever? Yeah, because even if you do, like, max shiny odds, it's still, like, it's harder to... Here's the thing. I say this all the time. It's very, like, relevant in modern games nowadays. Encounter rate is more important than shiny rate. 1 in 8192, there's plenty of 1 in 8192 hunts that are easier than a lot of, like, boosted odds hunts. Just because of encounter rate. The legendary birds in Johto, the roaming ones, you cannot raise their encounter rate outside of using a lure. And when you use a lure, their encounter rate becomes 1 in 1,000. Meaning if you have shiny charm and lure going, you are just as likely to find a random shiny than to find a single encounter for a legendary bird. And the thing about, like, catch comboing and Let's Go, because you can catch combo them. You can bring them to the 1 in 273 shiny chance. But with the rare spawns, which they are considered rare spawns. So like normal spawns in Let's Go, when you start catch comboing them, the more you catch until you get to the 31 combo, like it maxes at 31, but it makes the target, like whatever you're comboing, significantly more common as a spawn. With the rare spawns, it's a little different. Most of the rare spawns, as soon as you get a chain of 11 with like literally anything, it'll make the rare spawn a 50% spawn rate. So once you get to the chain of 11 with like a Bulbasaur or a Lapras, it becomes a lot easier to combo for, because you'll see them very commonly. But the legendary birds are like the only spawns that don't get an increased encounter rate from a combo. No matter what you do, you're either working with a 1 in 2,000 chance for them to spawn, or a 1 in 1,000 chance. So you can combo them and you can raise their shiny rate, but it's gonna be an extremely long combo and you will have to fail a bunch of shinies to do it. It is one of the like hardest shiny hunts for just like, and like just doing reset, like you could do full odds resets in Let's Go for them. That's way easier. 1 in 4096 resets for the birds in Let's Go is way easier than doing the 1 in 273 catch combo for them. Just think of the odds. Like, you reset for the birds, 1 in 4096. If you have Shiny Charm, 1 in 1365. Let's say we have the 31 catch combo for Zapdos. We have a 1 in 1,000 chance that a bird spawns. A 1 in 3 chance it's specifically Zapdos. Then a 1 in 273 chance that it's shiny. That is a 1 in 819 chance. Sorry, one in a... Sorry, I don't know why I'm like... My brain is disconnecting right now. It's a 1 in 819,000 chance that you get a shiny Zapdos from a catch combo. You're better off going for a 1%, 1 in 8192 shiny. Or you're not better off, but that's like roughly the same odds as going for a 1%, 1 in 8192 shiny. But there are ways you can like increase the odds of them catching or of them spawning in. The strategy is to like go to like Mount Moon. There's a Pokemon Center right outside Mount Moon. You just like go in and out of the Pokemon Center. In and out of the Pokemon Center forces like, I think like at least 3 flying Pokemon to spawn in at a time. So each like set, you're gonna get like 3 chances at a bird to spawn in. The issue is that it's like, say you're chaining for Zapdos, like you're still like you found a Moltres, that's just gonna suck. Like, or an Articuno, like you're still unlikely to see the Zapdos spawn. What's up, Exotic? Welcome back.
This does put a smile on my
Shadow
face.
Agent, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so Mama Murphy, once you beat the Elite Four, there are certain routes where you get these like flying Pokemon. Like the most common ones you see are gonna be like Charizard and Dragonite, but there's just a really low chance that you get Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres instead. Almost as rare as finding a specific Spinda. No, it's not even close to as rare as finding a specific Spinda. A specific Spinda is like 1 in 4 billion. A billion is 1,000 millions. I don't think people realize how like ridiculously large a billion is as a number. Yeah, you can essentially get unlimited legendary birds in Let's Go. It's just, you won't be getting that many. They're just really rare. I do want to attempt to do a catch combo for one of them at least. I have it set up where in Pokemon Go, I had a bunch of people, once Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres were in raids, I had a bunch of people send theirs that they caught to my Let's Go game. So I have like 130 of each bird in Go Park. and the goal is to catch 100 of them to have like the max catch rate for them, and then start my combo at Go Park, so that anytime I see like a Zapdos or like whatever I'm comboing for, it's always going to be the max odds. Like I don't have to start with a combo. And that is, as far as I'm aware, the most optimal way you can do it. It's still ridiculous. Still ridiculously hard. How's it going? Good luck on the hunts. Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. Spins are that crazy? Yeah, it's like 1 in 4 billion. 4 billion is such a big number that this is to really put it into perspective. If you were to spend 1 second catching a Spinda, let's say you're just doing random encounters for Spinda. Let's say it takes you 1 second to encounter a Spinda and catch it before encountering the next one. A single second. And let's say you never get repeat Spindas. You never dupe up on a Spinda, even though it's very unlikely that would ever happen. Like, you would be duping up a lot trying to catch all of the 4 billion of them. Let's say you are guaranteed to get a unique Spinda every single time, and it takes you a single second to encounter and catch them. You would not live long enough to catch every single form of Spinda. That's how big 4 billion is. Doesn't matter what part of your life you're in, you will not live long enough to encounter all 4 billion Spindas and catch them all. Even if you never duped up and it only took you 1 second to encounter and catch them every time. You didn't know that? That being said, you'd rather reset hunt? You did that with me too, didn't take long at all. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not for the faint of heart to do the combo for the birds. Most people would reset for them. Am I going to shiny hunt Meltan later this week? What? When does that start? I already have plenty of shiny Meltans, but I'll open up a box or two. Try to get another one. Just under 126 years for that. Yeah. Now, granted, if you put those same, like, numbers in, obviously this is hypothetical. There's no way you would never dupe up on a Spinda and only take 1 second per Spinda. But if you could, you could still theoretically do it if you had, like, a group of people doing it. Like, a large group of people all doing it. But yeah. I don't think people realize, like, I know people joke around about the Spindas, but I don't think people realize how unrealistic it would be to, like, try to get the different forms of Spinda. Just impossible. 28th through the 3rd. Interesting. When is the 28th? Is that's in 2 days? That's Friday? I'll also have to remember that. You started your Pokemon Let's Go Shiny Living Dex last week. Already 14 out of 150. Nice. Good luck. Good luck getting the rest of them. I need to continue with Let's Go. I've just been very preoccupied with a lot of other things that I haven't been able to hunt Let's Go. Found 2 more eggs when you were gone. Everyone was gone. I couldn't stream yesterday. My internet wasn't working. I did it all offline. Yeah, I got 3 in a day yesterday. It was pretty crazy. I wish I could have streamed it. Hunting Bulbasaur line, you're at 275. You still need to find 1 more. Good luck. That's not bad at all. Are you doing the combo method, right? Do you have Shiny Charm? And Lures? Are you at like a 275 combo, or are you just like trying to reset for them? Because Bulbasaur is definitely one you should combo for. That's one you'll find pretty quickly if you actually combo for it. Unless you get really unlucky, obviously. Yeah, I was pretty annoyed my internet was not working well yesterday. Doing the combo method of shiny charm. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. So I don't know if you've watched like my Let's Go series, but I did Bulbasaur like really early on, and this was before we knew how the combo method worked. I actually successfully catch combo method one of my Bulbasaurs and got it in like 70 encounters or something. And I was like, oh, that was really fast. And then I proceeded to not keep catching them at that point, and then it took me forever to find the next Bulbasaur. I was like, this is terrible. I assumed there was always 1 in 273, but it only was for the first one because I actually comboed it properly. Yeah, I hope Mew shows up pretty soon. I mean, shiny encounters are completely unrelated from each other, so I am still 17,550 in on Mew, so hopefully that one shows up soon despite my good luck this week. You're watching your Let's Go shiny decks while hunting. Nice. Yeah, we're like 80 or so in, I think. Let's see. We're at 85 out of 152. Dude, look at this camera angle. This is the Execute stream. Welcome in everybody to my stream. This would be me as a VTuber. I wouldn't actually be a VTuber, I would just be doing this and pretending I'm an Execute. That's what I'd be doing. Yeah, yesterday was crazy for Safari Week. Yesterday, literally like 11 minutes after I disconnected from the internet and had to like end stream, I found Shiny Execute and failed it, and I was like so annoyed because I was like, seriously, 4 Execute fails in a row? I was pretty annoyed about it. And then not too long later, I found the Cubone, which is a shiny I was not expecting in Heart Crystal Silver. Like Sandshrews 40%, Sandslash is 30%. 70% of the encounters are something from the Sandshrew line. Cubone's 20%, Marowak's 10%. I was not expecting Cubone of all things. I was for sure expecting Sandshrew. And I got Cubone. Cubone broke out of the first ball and then stayed for the second ball. It was a 3-shake fake. I thought for sure I was failing it. And then I caught it. I was so excited for it. And then while I was doing the next phase, I was thinking to myself, man, it would have been insane if I caught that Execute. It would have been such a crazy Safari Week, catching Cubone and finishing the Execute line. And then shortly after, I found a second Execute. And I was not even happy about it. I was like, you'll see it in the video when I post the video. There was not much excitement in my voice when I found that shiny Execute, despite it being such a fast phase, because my first thought was like, sweet, I'm failing a 5th shiny Execute in a row. Awesome. I'm like, I'm finally getting a shiny on Leaf Green, and it's gonna be to an Execute that runs. When I was like really hoping for an Nidoran female. And then I caught it, and I was like so excited. I also guessed the nature correctly on the Execute. Made it that much better. You only break your combo if you got a shiny you don't have yet. Inverting Force, you got Pidgey, Caterpie, and Kakuna. Do you have their full lines, or will you still need them? Because I think that means you would still need, like, everything. Dude, I ding-donged. I completely lost track of time. I was supposed to reset at 3,000, and I'm, like, at 33. Or 31. Alright, we'll reset now. Yeah, 3100. I didn't even realize I was supposed to reset. I was supposed to reset every 1200 to 1500, and we did like 1638. Your challenge on your shiny living dex is if I can find a Pokemon in the wild, you'll have to get that form, which means that if you want Beedrill, you have to go for Beedrill, not Kakuna. Oh, that's cool. That's a good way to do it, especially knowing how the combo works. That's definitely a viable, like, it's definitely realistic to do. The guy has no confidence when it comes to eggs. Probably scared to even touch eggs in the fridge. Feel they'll flee out of his hand. Yeah. For real. Go to the eggs and I'm like, dude, these ones are running. I'll be like going to make an omelet or something and be like, they're fleeing, man. They're gonna flee. I know these things are fleeing. I keep trying to like make some eggs and it's like, dude, they keep fleeing. What am I gonna do? Alright, I gotta take another quick break. So I need more water. And I gotta do laundry. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm trying to find my chair. It's right here. Yeah, no, I never order eggs out. They flee from me. They always flee from me. I need to ask, was it Black Cat that got the double shiny? Is Black Cat still in stream? Or still in chat? Thank you, Isaac. They might not be. But if they are, let me know. I might be able to, like, whisper them. A Psyduck encounter? It's not blue? Imagine I just got a shiny Psyduck. That'd be insane. I'm the sad egg on my hat. I am? No, I'm not. I'm doing alright. We're doing well this Safari week. Wow, this game's just getting all the encounters, it seems. Well, that's 2, so now I just need to get another set of encounters on these games. For the 6, for the full 6. Alright. That's the full 6. We're not doing encounters on these games. That'd be 8 if we did. Like trying to run away out of habit. There we go. Now we're back at it. So unfortunately I can only stream for like 30 more minutes. But who knows, we get a shiny in that time. I'm also going to do some off-stream hunting today. It'd be nice if I got one more shiny before I left. But if not, we'll try to continue on Sunday if I can. I need this game to get a shiny, and it needs to be an Nidoran female. It would be crazy if we got every game to get a shiny this Safari week. But we'd have to get 2 more shinies, and they have to be on specific games, so that's pretty unlikely. The choosiest of beggars has 5 caught shinies, but is like, I want a female Nidoran. If you were in my shoes, you would be doing the same thing. It is unreal how I haven't seen a female Nidoran shiny on Leaf Green yet. This is my 4th Safari week. I don't even know how many phases in the Safari Zone I've done, but I should keep track of how many phases I've done in specifically Leaf Green. Because it's a lot. Yeah, female Nidoran's the most common thing. Like, with the Nidorina included. It's the same, like, the Nidoran female on its own is the same odds as a Doduo and an Execute. But if you throw in the Nidorina as well, it's the most common thing. I have only ever found Rhyhorns and Executes on Leaf Green. I think that's, so that would be one. Oh, I think 2 of my Executes were on Fire Red. And I've seen 5 Executes, so 3 Executes and 3 Rhyhorns. So I've done 6 phases for a 20%. So technically a 30%. On just Leaf Green. And then Fire Red has not only seen 6 of the Nidoran male line, but also a 5% female. Which is just crazy. Found a shiny seal with the rare mark. Nice, congrats. Yeah, the far left is red battery, but it literally just started, so I'm not gonna, like, mess with it right now.
This does put a smile on my face.
Farming Sim, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. For a second, I thought you were typing to ban you. No, I was whispering to Black Cat to send me the link to their tweet. Because they got a double shiny. And I told them to, like, tweet it. Like, post it on Twitter or something. And they said it was their first tweet. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it without them sending it to me. You want to know what's even crazier about the Nidoran female? Is that the 5% one that I got on Fire Red was while I was repel tricking for Nidoran female on Leaf Green. And the repel trick on Leaf Green makes it 50% Nidoran female and 25% Nidorina. So I was hunting on games where it was 75% the thing I wanted. And the game that got the shiny was when it was 5%, and it was the thing I wanted. It was unreal. It's definitely like one of the coolest shinies I found. Guess who's Destiny Mark shiny hunting next week? Couldn't tell you. Wait. Is it you? Did I catch it? Yeah, I caught it. I have yet to fail a Nidoran. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I just failed one this year. I have yet to fail a Nidoran, assuming I chuck a ball at it, I should say. I've caught every Nidoran first ball. I don't remember the Nidorina, though. I think it took me a few balls for the Nidorino. Fixing to fire up your 5 SPs, hoping to find some this week. Good luck. First Safari week you've done, but you wanted to do this after you found 2 random shinies in the same day in the Safari Zone last year. Yeah, I was kind of against hunting the Safari Zone until I found 2 shinies in it myself while going for lucky eggs and catching them, and I'm like, alright, but hold on. Hang on now, this is actually kind of cool. Can't wait for the compilation on this. Yeah, I mean, once I get the last phase, who knows? Because if I get a shiny now, I'm going to do one more phase. If I get a shiny early on Sunday, I'll do one more phase. But this could be the last phase. You just completed your objective fire red and found and caught a 5% Nidoran female and Paris before you caught a Kangaskhan or Tauros. That's crazy. Yeah, I got the only Nidoran female I got was the 5% one. Leaf Green has not seen a Nidoran shiny, which is just crazy. Because, like, I see people, like, the people that I follow, like, Supreme Arcanines, like, Absologs, it's, like, rare when they don't get a Nidoran female. And they'll be hunting on, like, the same games I am. Maybe even less. Sometimes more. Absol definitely hunts on more. But I just cannot find Nidoran females for some reason. Okay, I'll plug in my SP after this encounter. Male's definitely the better shiny. Yeah, it is, but when you have 6 of them, you don't really want to see it anymore. When you've seen 6 Nidoran males versus the 1 female, you don't really want to see it anymore. Like, there's a reason why I'm chucking rocks at Nidoran males, because I don't care to catch them, even though I'll probably catch them anyway. I just want to get a Nidoran female. I need 2 of them still. Like, it's weird when I'm hunting on the same, like, equal games, essentially. I forget, I gotta take my hat off to plug these in. So, like, every time I've hunted in the Safari Zone, it's been on 2 Fire Reds, 2 Leaf Greens. So it's just, like, crazy that I've seen 6 of the males on Fire Red and 0 females on Leaf Green. When they're the same rate, you know? Yeah, Leaf Green has been slacking. Leaf Green did pretty well in 2022. Because it got, like, I think it got all the Rhyhorns. And the 2 Executes, but the Executes ran. But, like, Leaf Green didn't get anything last year. Leaf Green finally got one thing this year, and it was another Execute. There's just something about these Leaf Green files. They just don't want to generate Nidoran females shiny. You have the exact opposite problem. 4 members of the Nidoqueen line, 0 of the male. Yeah, it's crazy how it works out like that. That's why it's like I'm hoping I get like a if I don't get Nidoran female this phase, I'm hoping I get like a male Doduo. And if I get a male Doduo, I'm gonna start doing the repel trick for Nidoran female. Like, I just want to start getting them, you know? There's not a ton more I need from these Safari Zones in terms of the common things. I need 2 male Doduos, 2 Nidoran females. I technically need 3 Rhyhorns if I want to do Rhyperior. And then I need, like, 1 Venonat. A Venonat I can hunt effectively other ways anyway, so it's like... That one's not really important. It'd be really cool. I would love to reclaim the Venonat that I failed, but... It's not, like, the biggest priority. Nidoran female's, like, the biggest one. And then I'm, like... that's why I'm thinking, like, part of me is considering just doing some, like... Safari Zone shiny hunting outside of Safari Week. Just to try to get a couple more of the things I need, like male Doduo, couple Nidoran females. Because next year would be perfect to start doing, like, Hoenn Safari Zone for Safari Week. Like, the reason why I haven't done Hoenn Safari Zone is because there's always been so many things I've needed from the Kanto Safari Zone. And it's faster, so it's like... But now we're at a point where there's only a few things left. Like, it'd be really cool to do the static encounters for Pikachu and Emerald. Or to just get some Oddishes. Maybe do, like, the Gen 2 Emerald Safari. And then there's also Great Marsh. I've never even considered Great Marsh in Safari Week. Like, I've only experienced 2 of the Safari zones for Safari Week. I'm so glad I finished the execute line. I'm so glad it happened. Finally happened. Now if we see a shiny execute, we don't care if it runs. We'll probably care in the sense of, like, I would like to win more than fail, but we won't really care that much. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't really care that the Nidoran male ran. But part of me was like, man, if I chucked a ball at this thing, I could have had a better catch to fail ratio. Even though there's literally a 50-50 chance if I had failed that Nidoran, even if I didn't throw a rock at it. It was predetermined to run the first turn. Oh, here happened a lot since you watched last time. Congrats on the findings. Yeah, I was trying to stream yesterday, and my internet was not working very well, so I had to do it all offline, and then I got 3 shinies yesterday offline. So, like, no one saw it. You gonna take a break from your Safari Zone shiny hunt in 30 minutes? I gotta take a break in, like, 10 minutes. And by a break, I mean, like, we're gonna end stream in, like, 10 minutes. But we will raid someone, so stick around. Well, not on YouTube. We'll raid someone on Twitch. So I guess anyone that's on YouTube, come over to Twitch. We call it streamer luck while not streaming. Dude, last year, the only shinies I found were off stream last year. I only found 3 shinies. They were all off stream. And one of them was, like, I was streaming, and my internet, like, I forget what happened. We had, like, a storm or something, and it knocked out our internet for, like, a day or 2. It was, like, a day, I think it might have been 2 days. And I, like, couldn't get to the internet at all, so I, like, couldn't stream. So I was like, I guess I'll just keep hunting offline, and I got a shiny, like, shortly after.
Smile on my face.
Like, going offline. Nightman, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. $2022. I think most of the shinies I got were on stream. I know I got the Nidoran, the first Nidoran male off stream. And then I'm trying to think if I got anything. I'm trying to think of like what else I got off stream. I know like I just got like everything on stream. We were just getting so many shinies that year with like no encounters. It's crazy too, cause like the luck I had in 2022 Safari Week, I always say like I'll never even come close to that luck ever again. The only thing that like actually compares is what I did yesterday, and it still isn't even close to what I did in 2022. Like 3 in a day never happens, and I did it like twice in 2022, and then I did it yesterday. Hunting in the Great Marsh on BDSP, you hurt mentally. Are you using Sweet Scent? It's not too bad with Sweet Scent. You're updating Twitch right now? Nice. I don't get why, like, I don't, like, for the app of Twitch on, like, mobile or tablet, it's like, there's this new thing they've been doing where they prompt you to update it when you, like, open it if there's an update, which, like, isn't, like, a big deal. The issue is, for an app like that, it gets updated so often that it's, like, every time I open up Twitch on my iPad, it's like, yeah, there's an update. It's like, I don't want to update this. Doing Safari Hunt in BDSP, but you're doing fishing encounters? Good luck. Are you trying to get Carvana? I saw someone get a Carvana last year, and I was like, that's such a cool one. Especially in a Safari Ball. I think they got it. It's BDSP that's the problem. I'm not following. What's wrong with getting encounters in BDSP? It's pretty fast. It's still Safari Week, still getting a Safari Zone shiny. Yeah, you're doing Carvana. Yeah, that's a crazy one. I hope you get it. The game is just bad, but you lost your DS. You don't have a Game Boy, so you're forced to hunt there. BDSP is not a bad game. It's just a disappointing remake. There's some good numbers for only it being Wednesday. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be hunting the next 3 days. So this is sort of like, I'm not going to get much more than what I got. Glad to see you got some good luck. That Cubone is epic. Thank you. Welcome in, Echo. Yeah, the Cubone was pretty crazy. It's only at 20%. Sandshrew is 40%, Sandslash is 30%, and Marowak's 10%. So it was like one of the rare things to get, and I was like really expecting to get a Sandshrew. You wish you permanently had the luck of the Yuxi hunt you did. You got it in 7 encounters. Yeah, don't we all? That's crazy. Was that in BDSP? Every now and then, those Kangaskhans look shiny. I don't expect to ever get like a shiny Kangaskhan. I could see myself getting a Tauros though. Doing SRs while finishing your research study, nice. Yeah, and then you left it in your party. Didn't touch the game again when Legends dropped. Nice. Yeah, 7's crazy for full odds. I've never gotten anything that like that fast. My fastest 1 in 4096 was the cloth I reset for in Scarlet and Violet. That took 60. And then 1 in 8192, my fastest was Hitmonlee and Leaf Green. That took 78. But I mean, sub 100 is nothing to sneeze at. Fastest was Reggie Alicki. Got it first encounter, but he wasn't paired, so you failed it. Reclaimed it a few legs later. Dang. Yeah, that sucks. You never expect it to come that fast. Never gotten a 1 in 8192 shiny. Well, they're very similar to 1 in 4096. So if you can hunt 1 in 4096, I'm guessing you just don't own the older games. But some people see 1 in 8192 and they think it's like really scary because it's big number, but it's very similar to 1 in 4096. So if you can do 1 in 4096, you can do 1 in 8192. You've not gotten a shiny that quickly except when you use a fairy sandwich on Pokemon Violet. You got a Comfey on your first encounter. Yeah, I had a couple times where I got first encounter shiny on Scarlet and Violet with sandwiches. Alright, let's raid someone. We'll raid Arlie because she's live. So we're gonna raid her. That's gonna be it for me. I might be live on Sunday depending on what time it is, but thank you to everyone who tuned into the stream, and I will see you next time. Never mind, we gotta wait 7 seconds. I forget that's a thing, but I will see you next time.
I was talking about this earlier, Bush. I feel like I don't know how your Safari